Okay, item number 7. Proposed minor amendments to Taupo Sports Ground Reserve Management Plan, Hickling Park leases. Have we got a conflict here?
No, Your Worship.
Okay, just checking.
I've already brought to the attention of the councillors the recommendation from the FRED committee. So I think we're all aware of those dates now.
Yep, cool. Good afternoon, Nelson.
Good afternoon, Mayor, councillors.
Reserves Manager, nice to have you here. Do you want to comment on the item, please?
Only to say that this is a relatively procedural matter. The authority to approve management plans and amendments to management plans sits with council. It's not delegated to the FRED committee, but the FRED committee have heard the submissions, they have deliberated, they have made a decision on what the change to the management plan should be and have communicated that to council in the form of a recommendation. Would you like me to read that recommendation out, or you have copies?
That's all right, we can see that. That's the number 1?
Yes.
Yeah, the one that's in the minutes. Yeah.
In the minutes.
It's in the minutes, that's right. So the committee is essentially recommending that the management plan be amended slightly to provide for an extension to the existing lease period for the community leases on Hickling Park to the 30th of June 2030. And that was a pragmatic decision that they took in order to give those lessees some comfort, some security, without necessarily giving them the full term extension that they were asking for, which would tie that land up for a significant period of time.
That one, okay. Re-emphasise that. Yeah, cool. So number 1 on item number 7.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions of Alison?
Sorry.
Councillor Body?
I'm just going to move it.
Yep, okay, so it's been moved by Councillor Body. Any?
I just wanted to add something to that further to what Alison just said. It wasn't only to give them some but not all that they asked for. It was actually to line up with with LTP processes and other big picture stuff. So just wanted to clarify that, because it wasn't you can have it but not all of it. There was a lot more thought that went into that whole process. Sorry, I'm not getting at you, Alison. I just wanted to clarify that. Yeah, it was.
Thank you, Councillor. Okay. All right, you happy to second that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, cool. Okay, it's been moved by. And no other questions of Alison? No other comments, Alison? You're happy? Yep. Okay, been moved by Councillor Body, seconded by Councillor Park. The number 1 there on page number 7. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Against? Carried. Item number 8. Submission on the shop trading hours amendment bill. Good afternoon, Jane. Okay, Jane, the floor is yours.
Hi, I'll take the report as read, and are there any questions?
Any questions? Submission, pretty straightforward. No questions? Okay, so it's we've already put this in, have we? Yep. So endorses the submission. The Economic Growth and Infrastructure Select Committee. So we'll just send the submission down? It's already gone? Good. Okay. Do we need any representation at the Select Committee or not?
I had no input from anyone suggesting that.
Okay, cool. Good. Okay, recommended a resolution there. Thank you, Councillor Cousins. Seconded by Councillor Stewart. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Against? Carried. Item number 9 is done. Item number 10. Taupo China Trade Delegation. Good afternoon, Chloe. Chloe Walker, Business Manager.
I'll take the bulk of the item as read, but I thought I'd just kind of cover a couple of points quickly. So this is a project that we've been discussing for a number of years. It's been on our project plan to look at leveraging our relationships with China to support local businesses. We held a whai on the 23rd of November. A number of councillors attended that, and that was well attended, and we had a reasonable amount of interest from the business community. Support for them with China, and following that we put out an conjunction with this form. And we've had over 15 now expressions of interest in joining a delegation of this nature. The sectors for those, and I can't obviously mention the businesses at this stage because of confidentiality, but the sectors we're looking at are tourism, agriculture, dairy, manufacturing, importing, geothermal and horticulture. So so basically I'll take that question that is read and answer any questions.
Sorry, Chloe, was tourism one of them, did you say? Yeah, cool. So, and the businesses pay themselves,
So the businesses
complete
pay
costs.
to all of their own costs to attend, and we're also including a charge to send a translator up with the delegation. Obviously, we make sure that we've got appropriate support in market, and that includes training before the delegation will go to China with debrief afterwards, and also what we're looking to do is to charge an administration fee as part of that, which really is to cover the amount of time and cost that council to put together a delegation.
Thank you, Chloe. Okay, Councillor Park.
Oh no, it's okay, but I'm quite happy to move the resolution. I think it's important that the Mayor is involved with the delegation of this nature, and I think it's great that you've had over 15 interest, and I'm sure once this is brought to light through it being put through council, then hopefully you'll get more. Right, thanks, Chloe.
Okay, any other questions of Chloe?
Mr. Chairman, I always have a question on China.
Always.
I'd just like to raise the point. I'm very relaxed the fact that the delegation will be made up of self-payers, and it won't be an impost on the council. The only impost that we will have will be the Mayor going, and I support that as the head of this district. If it's a district-wide business community, I do question the costing and the reasons for, and there's one other after this, for the Mayor to visit Fengling and Nanning. I do not believe that to support the progression of the feasibility study. That's fascinating. So I'd certainly be against that. I also have a look at your conference itinerary, and I'm just interested when this delegation of business people are going to have the chance to meet one-on-one with those persons in tourism, dairy, and that sort of thing. Having been, I won't continue, but that's another question that I've got.
Yes. To answer that second question first, it is a challenge to make sure that we provide value for the individual businesses, and that's what we're about. We're not about this is not a civic delegation, it's a trade delegation, and it's there to support the businesses to come up to China. Obviously, we've had an invite to bring a trade delegation up, which includes some civic elements with our friendship city, Shaoxing. What we're looking at doing, so basically when that boils down, if you pull that all in together, it's one day of civic activity, the 25th of May, and then the 24th of May is just in the evening. So where the itinerary is sitting at this stage is we're looking to head up to Shanghai first, meetings with NZTE, MFAT and a number of businesses in Shanghai, through to Hangzhou. We've got some dairy businesses we're looking to visit there, through down to Shaoxing. Obviously, we've got a civic day there, and then we're arranging for business meetings. So we've just actually hosted the Trade Commissioner to Guangzhou here yesterday, and he's supporting the delegation in terms of creating those meetings. We're working with the Foreign Affairs officers for each of these areas, and we're being very clear that these businesses need to get return on investment and benefit. Not all of them are wanting to have one-on-one business meetings. Some of them are wanting to go up there to understand China, to go and understand the market. But there are some very clear outcomes that the businesses are wanting to achieve, and that's what we're making sure that we can arrange.
Thank you. And Mr. Chairman, will we receive reports back from those individual delegation members? Or is the funding themselves, is that something?
Probably not.
themselves.
No.
That's the one I asked my second part of the question.
So will you receive a report back from
Will
the
we
businesses?
receive a report on the connections that the delegation, just for our own interest, as we are sending the Mayor?
Probably, I wouldn't look to get each of them to do an individual report themselves for obvious reasons, and I'm sure some of the relationships would be confidential that they may make. But we will be doing a post-trip survey, and one of the big pieces I mentioned before is that we're doing training in advance and also a debrief afterwards. So part of that training is to be very clear on the objectives for those businesses, and then the debrief is to make sure that we've actually achieved those and been able to support those businesses. We will definitely do a report, which no doubt I'll bring up to council after we come back.
Thank you.
Do you want to just explain to Councillor Buddy about Nanning? Nanning,
Yes, sorry.
Councillor Buddy queried
I was
Nanning.
just pointing to me saying that I didn't mention that.
Oh,
So I think
okay.
the Nanning piece is, again, it's when David and I went and visited Nanning last time, it was incredibly well received, and it really did help to further that relationship. And I think if we're looking to continue and wanting to encourage this project to progress for a very minimal investment, I think we should definitely consider visiting Nanning as well and just re-showing our support. Since we did that visit, we've built a relationship, I mentioned before, with the Trade Commissioner and also the Consul General. So they've also offered to join us on that trip. So what we'd be doing is we're just further enhancing that relationship and the guangxi that exists between Taupo, Nanning and that business.
So Nanning is the home to the Fangling project.
Home of the Fangling project,
So
absolutely.
can you give us a quick update on that, or is that still...
So that's still in feasibility stage at the moment, and that's where it's sitting at from that perspective.
The expenditure on that programme is well over $1 million.
Well over $1 million.
So it's a major investment in Taupo District, regardless of whether it progresses further or not. It's still a major investment.
Yeah, and obviously we want
worth the
to,
Mayor saying hello.
yeah, we want to make, put it as strong a foot forward and to progress that project.
Mr. Chairman, for anyone else, just on that issue, have anyone been monitoring the successes of that company at the moment, where their share market sits in the trade? I noticed in the first quarter of 15 they had a decline net profit of 73%. I haven't followed that because I'm having great difficulty getting into that part of the market. But I'm just wondering how they are progressing as a company in China at the moment with the way China is.
I understand that they, and very similar to you, this is not an area that I have expertise in and obviously can't access that, but we have had an agency look at this group for Enterprise Great Lake Taupo on their behalf. I understand that they are undertaking a major acquisition at the moment in China. They are purchasing another large MDF manufacturer, which will actually make them the largest MDF manufacturing company in China. And in our opinion, that'll probably actually put them in a stronger position for their Taupo wood processing investment, because they'll have a larger balance sheet in which to leverage capital off. So our understanding, from what I understand, things are looking very positive. But
Thank you.
So, Christowski.
Thank you. Just very briefly on those 1,000 tourists, are they still on track to come here?
they are, absolutely,
The
yep,
vast majority of them will be rich Chinese business people, won't
absolutely. That's the intention, yep, high net worth, absolutely.
they? Question answered.
Over the storage.
That was rhetorical.
Councillor Stewart.
I'd just like to pass the resolution.
Anyone else? Councillor Cousins?
Through the chair. Two things. The due diligence or the feasibility study for that you're talking about, how long has that been going on for now?
I think formally it's been going on for 7 months.
7 months.
Yes. Which is not unreasonable for a project which is $400 million, I don't think.
Second thing was, you mentioned about costs in here for the mayor, 2,000 to 4,000 for two people. This doesn't seem very much.
No, so the reason is because we've been able, that admin fee will cover a significant proportion of the cost to take the mayor and advisor up.
It's an election year, so I assume we'll be going economy?
He's going to start.
No?
We flew economy last time, I can assure you.
We did
It was 7 flights in 5 days. It was hard work.
That's a fast flight. It's normally 13 hours something, isn't it?
Pardon?
Normally 13 and a half, 40 hours?
Yeah, about I think it was 12. Yeah. Anyways,
All right. Okay, there's a suggested resolution there.
Too.
And I think Councillor Park moved it, did you, Councillor? And seconded by Councillor Stewart. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Against? Carried.
thank you all.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Chloe.